Today's topic is some reactions of carboxylic acids. Myself, Dr. Digna Varghese. Decarboxylation. This is the first reaction of carboxylic acids. Decarboxylation means the removal of carbon dioxide from the carboxylic acid. It can be done in two ways here. The first one is the action of soda lime on sodium carboxylate, and second method is KOLBE'S electrolytic method or KOLBE'S electrolysis. The first reaction of carboxylic acid is action of soda lime on sodium carboxylate. What is a soda lime? Soda lime is a mixture of 3:1 mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Here you can see a general reaction for the action of soda lime on sodium carboxylate. Here you can see sodium carboxylate that is obtained by the removal of hydrogen ion from the carboxylic acid to form sodium carboxylate, and which reacts with soda lime, that is a mixture of 3:1 ratio of the mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. So the sodium carboxylate fused with soda lime to form an alkane which is one carbon atom less than the parent carboxylic acid. Here you can see the sodium carboxylate fused with the soda lime. It will eliminate sodium carbonate from the molecules and forming an alkane. The alkane with one carbon atom less than the parent carboxylate group. That means here the removal of carbon dioxide. So it is known as decarboxylation reaction. Here you can see the sodium acetate reacts with soda lime or fused with soda lime to form methane by the removal of sodium carbonate. Okay. Here you can see another examples, that is sodium acetate that reacts with soda lime to form ethane by the removal of sodium carbonate. The sodium carboxylate or sodium acetate reacts with or fused with calcium oxide and sodium hydroxide, that is soda lime, to form ethane. Okay, the presence of calcium oxide in the reaction to be carried out at relatively higher temperatures to ensure the complete decarboxylation and also keeps the normally deliquescent sodium hydroxide dry. Okay, upon heating with a dry soda lime, the corresponding sodium carboxylate eliminates one carbon dioxide from the molecule and forming an alkane which is one carbon atom less than the parent carboxylic acid or carboxylate ion. So, in effect, the reaction involves the removal of a molecule of carbon dioxide from the carboxyl group of the acid, which is known as decarboxylation reaction. Here you can see another example. Upon heating with soda lime, the sodium salt of monocarboxylic acid, aromatic acid, also yields arene having one carbon atom less. That is, here you can see the carboxylic acid, sodium carboxylate reacts with or fused with soda lime. It will give benzene with one carbon atom less than the parent group. So here the sodium benzoate reacts with or fused with soda lime. In high temperature, it will give arene, that is benzene, by the removal of sodium carbonate. Action of heat on calcium salts. Action of heat on calcium salts gives aldehydes or ketones. Here you can see the calcium acetate, which on heating gives acetone and calcium carbonate. Here the two CH3COO part in which CH3 COO CH3COO. Here you can see the CH3CO CH3 that forms acetone here, and the remaining part, that is CaCO3, that forms calcium carbonate. So calcium salts on heating gives acetone or aldehyde or a ketone with calcium carbonate. Here you can see another example, that is calcium benzoate reacts with which undergo reaction on heating and forming benzophenone with calcium carbonate. Next reaction is KOLBE'S electrolytic method or KOLBE'S electrolysis. Here you can see the general reaction, that is a concentrated aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid on electrolysis gives an alkane containing even number of carbon atoms at the anode. This process is known as KOLBE'S electrolysis or KOLBE'S electrolytic method. Here you can see in KOLBE'S electrolysis method, removal of 2 carbon dioxide. That means it's undergo decarboxylation reaction and forming alkane, that by the removal of carbon dioxide from this reaction, it will connect to the and form alkane with even number of carbon atoms at the anode, and removal of carbon dioxide and forming NaOH, that is HOH. Here the sodium part is attached to the 2OH group. Here 2 molecules of water and forming 2 NaOH, and remaining hydrogen is liberated. Here you can see sodium acetate, which undergo the same KOLBE'S electrolysis process and forming ethane here by the removal of carbon dioxide and forming sodium hydroxide and liberated hydrogen. So this is the KOLBE'S electrolytic method. So action of soda lime on carboxylic acid and action of KOLBE'S electrolysis on sodium carboxylate, that will form the alkane from the carboxylic group by the removal of carbon dioxide. So it is a decarboxylation reaction. Thank you for your attention.